Welcome to our executive interview series at the Elastic Public Sector Summit presented by FedScoop. I'm Billy Mitchell and I'm here with Katie Savage, CIO for the state of Maryland. Katie, I'd like to start by asking how the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission recently issued a 4-day cyber incident disclosure rule. How are those types of policies likely to impact agencies' cybersecurity modernization plans?
I think it's great that we're starting to see real policies around the amount of time it takes for an agency to disclose. I believe in Maryland, our disclosure policy is 48 hours. And that's because we want to help agencies as quickly as possible and understand the risk that it might pose to our system. So in terms of remediation, I think it should point agencies in a couple different directions. One, they should be part of some kind of security operations center. There should be some way that the agency has their assets pointed at a SOC type of institution that will see and detect threats. And so getting them mapped into that is really important, and hopefully knowing that they have the burden to disclose will encourage them to do that. And then two, hopefully it forces agencies to look at their legacy tech and understand where there might be potential vulnerabilities and risks to the system, and encourage them to speed up those modernization plans.
And Katie, how will robust search analytics platforms likely help agencies address growing nation-state and criminal cyber threats and better protect critical infrastructure?
So I actually think this is a wonderful use case for AI. This is truly an opportunity to look at large data sets and look at patterns and anomalies. So when we look at DNS traffic, for example, we can start to see patterns of where we're seeing certain threats emerging from various geographies, for example. It also might help us to look at timestamps. It might help us to look at the types of systems that are being targeted, or might help us look at a particular type of malware. So it's really, I think, exciting use of how we could use or develop AI and algorithms to look at this massive amount of data that comes in into a security operations center in order to sort of understand the nature of the threat.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Katie.
Yeah, thanks for having me.